I'll just be kicking it. Yeah, got a couple good books yesterday. Georgia Literature, another good book on poetry. No, I'll just be kicking it. Stayed up late last night. Got my new super speed internet put in, but I didn't get my good router. Got a smoking router coming, $600. I'm gonna be able to watch 2 porno movies at once and not get interrupted with my YouTube uploads. It's a good day today. I'm gonna get an Ethernet cable, get me by till Monday. Got my Daisy girl with me today. She had part of my egg sandwich. Rest in peace, Gordon Lightfoot. You know, I was gonna go see Gordon Lightfoot one time, like God. It had to have been in the 80s in Windsor, Ontario, and he got a drunk driving ticket and got locked up, and they canceled the concert. Something about Windsor. I was going to see Roy Orbison there too, and he got sick and canceled. I had a lot of good times in Windsor, Ontario. Now my life has changed. I'm in Thompson, Georgia. Y'all come back now, you hear? Somebody asked me about this new place, so I got a workshop too. Keep the equipment, some of the equipment, office, 2 nice bedrooms, living room, laundry room, kitchen, just a counter tiled. People keep asking me how much it's gonna cost. $450. You believe that shit? It's not even like that great. Metal roof too. Used to have metal roofs are expensive. Everything's expensive. I'm gonna head up to Michigan next week. Go visit Mary. We're gonna party. We're gonna have dinner and look at the bay. Having a good day today. I got a 6.5 hour video of 3 GoPros under big trees on a windy day, sunny day. Last night I did some star time lapse. And then I put another battery in it and put it back on the top of the four-wheeler and get some of these clouds. Hear the birds singing? These birds eat about 25 pounds of birdseed a day. Be kicking it. I'm a little sad Gordy Lightfoot died. He's a good guy. Hear that nice bird singing? Gordy Lightfoot. Yeah, it's not, it really wasn't cool. It did get down to like 55 last night. It's a nice day today. We've had like 4 just killer days in a row. I'm uploading a 6.5 hour video of just my GoPros under trees. Should be up pretty soon. 1080p though. I didn't want to, but I didn't want to go 10 days into upload with a new router and internet. You hear the birds singing? Yeah, it's too bad old Gordy. Yeah, no, you're right. I hate those hot days. I'm hoping it's a little better this year. Hey Jay, how you been? Things get any better for you? Yeah, rest in peace, Gordy is right. A good guy. Yeah, I agree. Yep, sure was. Getting older. I was thinking last night laying in bed, my whole damn street, all my buddies' parents and stuff, they're all dead. From the beginning to the end. Some of them lasted a long time. I didn't think I'd be outliving David Bowie and Prince and Tom Petty. Old Gordy, though, he lived a long life for an alcoholic. Smoker, too. I think the next to kick the bucket's probably Joni Mitchell. Another legend. Yeah, it is. Oh, good luck, Jay. That's good. That'll be a good day. You know, my enemy, like that genre of music isn't even around anymore. You know, poor B.J. Thomas died. I'd listened to an interview he did. He was a good guy, too. And he said that, you know, if he'd have started 25 years later, you'd have never heard of him because they wouldn't play those kind of songs on the radio anymore. And can you name me any radio station you could go to and listen to Gordon Lightfoot and Joni Mitchell come on? I mean, if it wasn't for YouTube, probably you'd have to go out and buy a CD or something. Hey, Fun Finding, how you doing? We're partying down here in Thompson. I gotta go up and sell that condo. I'm dreading it. Clean that stuff out. Oh, you're lucky there is one, huh? Yeah, not around here. Plus, it's like you listen to the radio now, it's all digital disc jockeys and pre-recorded and all that stuff. Yeah, gone the way. I had a girlfriend up at Michigan State for a couple years, and they had a radio station that played like pretty much all songs like that. Firefall. I was reading about Rick Roberts the other day. You know, he fell in his house and had a brain injury, but he's been gone from Firefall since '81. It was another super talented band that, I don't know, you just expected to be more popular. Gone the way of the dinosaurs. I used to love listening to that WFMK light music. Detroit had a bunch of them too. Oh, cool. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, buy Anthem property. I just put a bid in on 500 acres, but uh, they want too much for it. And I told him, because of the mineral rights, the minerals aren't worth shit in this county. I said, well, you can keep the mineral rights in. I don't care. So we'll see. No, it sure is, man. A lot of it's shit luck. I mean, you'll never see like I don't even think you'll see like a Justin Bieber guy again. I think that ship sailed. And like Gordon Lightfoot, Joni Mitchell, man, if they didn't have that shot in the 60s and 70s, probably never heard of them either. Yeah, it's so weird. It used to be, what's that radio station, K-Rock in LA? That basically used to be who decided who got famous and who didn't. Wolfman Jack, good guys like that. Electric Mojo in Detroit. He pushed Prince. I mean, it's a lot of cards have to come together to make it. I mean, there's great groups out there that you'll never hear from. Yeah, payola too. Yep, sure is. It's like anything, man. Like books, being a, a, a journalist. If you don't have a syndication or someone to publish you or distribute your stuff, you're screwed. Now, the good news is you do have a shot like through YouTube and stuff now and WordPress and those kind of things. Before you were totally screwed. I watched a couple of those documentaries on Michael Jackson, and he referenced a lot of what a bunch of crooks these record companies were. Oh, North, yeah, I'd definitely do that. Actually, I'm going to take a big liquor collection for a guy up to Chicago, and I'll probably head northwest out of Atlanta. So I'll do that. I'll come by there. You talking about up around Athens? Around there? I can remember, I spent a lot of years just fucking off. I got lucky. I sold businesses. It's pure luck. It's not available now. Same thing as the old good radio stations and shit. If I was like 25 now, I'd probably be homeless. Man, I just had a couple good licks in a short period of time. Kind of parlayed my whole life through just fucking off. I mean, I haven't really worked now in about 15 years. I mean, I live a pretty, like, basic lifestyle, but I don't know what I'd do now if I had to work. I think I might. You get into things you never dreamed of. I think I might get a food truck and, like, sell pulled pork. I think you could really make a killing doing that. Pork is so cheap, it's so easy to cook. But I don't want to be working any long hours. I mean, I would work if something interested me. Oh, yeah, I'll come by there. I'll come up there. I can come up there. We'll party all night. I was going to take a trailer down there, but I don't want to get stuck with that trailer after I leave Chicago. I don't want to drag that thing, even though I could use it and take it to Michigan and like bring a few things back. I'm going to have enough room to put everything in a moving truck when I go back the second time. So it's not like I have to. I just don't want to. I hate dragging a trailer around if I don't have to. I mean, I could unhook it when I got to Michigan, but nothing would feel better than dropping a U-Haul trailer off at a U-Haul dealer in Chicago and being trailer free as I headed to Michigan. Yeah, I messed around with this brisket and stuff. I go where the money is. That's what I did with PI work. I learned early on in private detective work that there wasn't going to be any money in doing work for the public. I mean, they think you're going to catch them screwing their secretary within the first hour, that kind of crazy stuff, and they bitch all the time. They don't have any money to begin with. Once I found out about that PI and that insurance work, I thought, yeah, and that's exactly what I did. I marketed the work I wanted. I didn't want people from the yellow pages calling me. All trouble and no money. Oh, really? Yeah, Badfinger. I was listening to a song. Hey, Eddie. I was listening to a song of theirs on the YouTube the other night. So I'm going to go up to Michigan, get that stuff, pack a bunch of books, put my condo. You know, you can sell your own stuff. I sold a building in West Branch on Zillow. You don't need a real estate agent or anything. I already did it once. Just pay some lawyer $450 for the closing. Now, the only other thing that can happen is if a realtor brings a buyer to you, and then you still got to pay them 3.5% or something. But I'm more interested in just not fooling with all that bullshit. Well, the problem is I've got to load this trailer up with this big liquor collection in Atlanta, and then drive it to Chicago, and then drop it off, and then I'll head over to Detroit. I haven't been in Chicago since I left, about 11 years. Hopefully I don't get murdered. I met a really nice lady yesterday in a bookstore. She was 75 years old. She didn't look 75 though. She said she was at a bar the other night where they had an axe throwing contest. Athens, Alabama. Yeah, Chicago's bad now. It really is. So's Detroit. I'm not going to Detroit either. You know, when I went down there and nobody knew me from those goddamn viral videos, it was so much better. But those damn videos actually kind of painted me in a corner down there. It just got where it'd be stupid to go down there. No, yeah, no, you're right about that. Spare tires. Oh, don't you grease the wheel bearings, all that. That's why I want to get a U-Haul one. Drop that thing off and be done with it. Yeah, Chicago sucks. You think I'd be excited to get back there? I haven't been there in a while, but I'm not. Yeah, they did. They did do that, man. Kind of. You know, it was like from a lot of facets, though. First of all, you got these crazies down there that, you know, are starting these rumors and I'm killing these girls I'm interviewing. That's one group of people. Then you got these crazy, stupid, corrupt cops that are always getting busted for crazy shit that don't like me because they say I'm making them look bad. Then you just got the average old jealous son of a bitch that thinks I'm getting rich from YouTube and I'm getting all my content from his backyard. So you just put it all together. Plus, it's just the factor unrelated to YouTube that 1 in 39 people stand a chance of being a victim of a violent crime. And when you put all those together, you'd have to be stupid to go down there. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I'll tell you exactly what would have happened. If I'd have kept on going down there as those things kind of got heated up, they'd have found me shot between the eyes in the Astro van on the side of the road, Daisy running around in there not knowing what to do. Somebody heard a shot, they looked out there, this van crashed into the side of a house. They'd say it was me, and that'd be the last you heard of it. The cops wouldn't do shit. Van would get towed. Hopefully somebody would get Daisy. It just got where the risk wasn't worth it any longer. Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, there was a time in YouTube where they were sending me about 14,000 a month. That lasted for about 16 months, and then it slowly went down. And now, like, you know, I video everything, right? I've got 16,000 videos up. I don't even monetize my videos anymore. None of them. I've got 16. Now, there are some up that were monetized because it'd take forever to go back and unmonetize them. So there's plenty that are monetized. Like, I don't know, maybe 15,000 or something. I've only been not monetizing for maybe 6 months. And I get like $340 a month. which I'm not bitching about. I never thought I'd get anything. But YouTube can make you or break you. And at the time that I got all those subscribers and views and all that stuff, they were promoting people like me, which is the reason that it happened. Well, they're not like that anymore. They don't want digital advertising coming up in a video that's popular just based on people selecting it when it comes up in their recommended list. If my videos were never been recommended, you'd have never heard about me. But they saw money in it for themselves. Well, since then, they've kind of changed their modus operandi with regard to the big picture. They don't want me talking about drugs, even if I'm not even supposed to talk about like Prozac. And towards the end there, they started giving me the yellow dollar sign, which basically is so close next to being demonetized that it didn't really matter anymore. Yeah, 14 grand. Yeah, they were sending me. I got like the most I ever got was like 15,200. First of all, I got nothing up until right before those viral videos. I got nothing, which I was fine with, you know. And then it started getting like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. It got up to like 15,000. So it was about 2 years of getting paid. The highest was like 15,000. And then as soon as they went to this new, like, they code things in and stuff. Like right now, I'm on their shit list. They don't really want guys like me. And if I wanted to have I mean, I don't consider a channel successful or not successful by views and subscribers. I don't give a shit. I was just having fun. And believe me, if it was the difference between getting 15,000 a month or not, I'd rather get it. But I'm not jumping it through any hoops for it. I mean, they'll turn you into the biggest horror in the world by the way they manipulate things to get you to upload certain content, and I'm not doing it. People bitch I'm uploading sandwiches and stuff like that. I've always been that way. If you look back at my channel from day one, it's no different now than it was when I started, with the exception of the videos they promoted that went viral, which I could give two shits about. If I could, I'd hide those views on those. And I used to hide my subscribers too, because that's all manipulated bullshit too. Now you could say, oh, what are you bitching about? Well, I knew how false and phony it was from day one. So I'm grateful for what I've got. And if I never get another dime, uh, you sign off on so much stuff when you upload a video now that I'd rather just be able to ask a prostitute what drug she's on rather than being on pins and needles about monetizing it and having them fuck with me. Like right now, they unsubscribe people from my channel constantly. They've been doing it at a rate about 500 a month. And the people email me and say, why was I unsubscribed? And I've tried talking to YouTube, but I learned long ago, about a year and a half ago, they'll just play, well, this isn't happening. Sometimes people have a different change in interests, and that's why they're unsubscribing. No, it's not why they're unsubscribing. You idiot. I just got emails from people wanting to know why they're being unsubscribed. Now, if you Google things, go and Google like problems with YouTube. Is YouTube changed? Does YouTube promote promoters like it used to? There's a plethora of articles and blogs and all sorts of shit. I'm not the only guy. They're looking for the vanilla person on there now. Nothing controversial. Doesn't involve sex for sale, drugs, use, blah blah blah. It's their uh, platform. They can do what they want. It doesn't work. Yeah, my enemy. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like that. But I mean, I know how they are. I get mixed feelings. On one hand, like we're talking, I wouldn't know you guys without them, and I'm grateful for that. On the other hand, I can see how they like manipulate things, and they're always changing the way they want you to do things, and they can make you or break you. And it's all artificial intelligence now, pretty much too. So I'm sure in some hard drive somewhere, these numbers have been manipulated to there's better people they can promote than guys like me and get longer numbers for longer years and not get complaints. I mean, in a way, I kind of get it. You know, if I was putting on digital ads for, let's say, Bible camp or something like that, I'm not so sure that I'd want my ads coming up in the middle of a guy asking Marguerite how much blowjobs are. You know, I kind of get it. So, you know, it just, I kind of got set up. You think that when you're doing that and they're promoting you, that it's going to go on forever as long as you don't change what you did that got you there. Well, that's 100% false on YouTube. It's a revolving door constantly. Yeah, they unsubscribe. They've been unsubscribing people for me, about 500 people a month, which I don't give a fuck about, to be honest with you. Man, I'd rather have it not happen than have them unsubscribe. But really, for a guy like me, as long as I got 1,000 where I can do lives, I'm fine. I'm not getting paid anyway. That's why it's not worth it now when I upload a video. And I'm going to get back to interviewing people, but the problem I have with this now is this, and maybe you guys have some input on this. So, I'm going down there in Detroit, fucking around. Just really, it was just like my life before YouTube came out. I've always been exactly like this. On the road, see the pants, fucking off, spur of the moment. And I got a lot of interest. And I upload them. Star videos, birds, fucking ham sandwiches, whatever. And I genuinely loved going down to Detroit when nobody knew me. And I loved those abandoned buildings, and I loved talking to homeless people. And it was interesting to me how a prostitute got there and couldn't get out. I really liked all this shit. I never thought I'm going to start this channel, see if I can make some money and go down, see if I can get some viral videos because I want to talk to some hookers. Never, ever. And then that stupid bullshit happened with Maddie and Gerald getting, semi-famous, that kind of thing. And then everything to me went south. And when I look back on what was just having fun, I never thought I'd get a dime for any of that. And I look back on that, and it got where it wasn't fun anymore. Nobody was getting better. These girls were dying left and right. It was cool handing out stuff, but I was naive and I didn't know anything at the time. I actually thought that, I was doing a good deed and being nice to them when most people weren't, and it was fun to see them. But it just turned out that I just got conned, hoodwinked, bullshitted, lied to, and just hand out a bunch of shit that probably got thrown in the garbage, and maybe a couple cans of tunas and beans. So once you know that and you look back on it, it's like, it's like, the movie The Bridge Over River Kwai, they realized how they fucked up, and that's kind of with me. It wasn't that there was any bad intentions, but it was like, why am I doing this? I mean, I could have interviewed Maddie and those guys 1,000 more times, but I quit doing it because, once you've talked to them a few times and you know what the deal is and they're not getting better, I don't think it had anything to do with enabling. I don't. I mean, I'm giving $10. Well, what if they overdose on your $10? What if they did? I hope they don't, but I didn't give them $10 with the intention of killing themselves on a bad pack of dope. It's just, if I'm, they say, well, what if you gave Maddie $10 and she died? It's like, I'd sleep like a fucking baby. Because the world doesn't really work that way. $10 in the whole scheme of a heroin addict on a day, and it just happens to be the 10 I gave her. You're not getting me to go crazy over that kind of bullshit. I mean, I was hoping she bought a ham sandwich. But that kind of stuff doesn't bother me at all. Because, if you bought your nephew or niece a bicycle and they got hit on a bicycle and killed, would you quit buying bikes for the rest of your relatives? It's just this faulty logic. But back to my point. So, I did like doing it, but in good conscience, like, I just keep finding excuses not to do it anymore because I didn't think any good came out of it. Now, from a philosophical stance, you could say, well, there isn't any good that has to come out of it. All you're doing is you're going out there and giving a sneak peek at what it's like to live on the street. Fair enough. But, I used to hang my hat on just giving him 10 minutes of a nice conversation, lunch money, and getting the fuck out of there. And I just find that I don't know if that's good enough reason. You know what I mean? Hey, Ray. Oh, thank you, Squirrely. Yeah, they're going to get the money somewhere. Yeah, they do. They've been unsubscribing about 500 people a month uh, from me for about a year. So right around 500. I mean, YouTube is kind of like, dealing with you're married and you're hearing rumors your spouse is fucking around. And you can't really prove it, and you're checking the mail and trying to listen to the phone calls and hoping you don't get caught following them. It's not like a trusting, good relationship. What makes me aggravated about YouTube is you can't count on them, man. I don't trust those bastards at all. Not one bit. They're always constantly changing, lurking in the bushes. They're not like your friend. It's all about them. Yeah, but even the food and gloves and stuff yeah, I like doing it and I miss doing it. I just, I guess something seems a little wrong with talking to these people, putting it out there for people to see, and then not doing a little something about it. Yeah, nice gesture. That's the way I always looked at it too. But my enemy, I'll tell you one thing I learned a lot through dealing with those people. They really did. They taught me more than I'd ever certainly done for them by giving them a can of mandarin oranges. But one thing that's interesting to me, it's human behavior, right? I'm not into like religion and, I'm into more of philosophy. It's more like the way you are and why you're that way. And, you're young and you're coming up and you're a young guy and you're can't wait till you start finger fucking and this is a big deal and you're looking at tits and ass and it's all fun and happy and your dad's kind of got a shit-eating grin that he knows deep in his heart of hearts you like girls and you're not thinking of switching your sex. The old days. And growing up and you're a guy and you don't want the village whore and you're still thinking you're like a virgin, you're just mixed up about all this stupid shit you've been brainwashed with because you don't know any better. And it was really kind of surprising. And I knew about prostitution and titty bars and massage parlors and all that shit. Christ, I think I've been in all of them. So that wasn't naive to that, but it was interesting to me how a person in this culture could just come out of like normal relationships, whatever that is, right? And that sex would turn into $10 blowjobs for a source of income. And it'd be like, when those people clean your windshield when you're going through a bad area and you're giving them a couple bucks, and it just was like water off a duck's back. And it was just surprising to me. This is ignorance and being naive. That women that knew better, that experienced normal lives, could just like suck 20 dicks in a day at 10 bucks a pop and just look at it like going out and watering the garden. And what even surprised me more than that was how they could carry on relationships with men. Why they were doing that. I wouldn't, yeah, it's like nuts. When you're in a relationship like Maddie and Gerald and that kind of deal, there's a day that comes along where that dope money outweighs the typical feelings you'd have as jealousy as a male in a relationship. And either you go with being dope sick or being supplied money for your habit because the woman in your life's out giving $10 blowjobs and it's just life goes on. It's crazy. Yeah, and it just goes on for years. And they function. It's just nuts. I mean, there's TV shows and books and movies predicated on people having one affair. And these women are sucking 25 dicks a day at 10 bucks a pop. like it's nothing, like dog walking. And it's just interesting to me how they can compartmentalize that and how it's just a source of income and they just put it in the back of their mind. I don't know. No wonder they're all fucked up on drugs. Yeah, that's it, Faye. Yeah. Hey, DT, how you doing? Yeah, it's just I learned so damn. Okay, another example too, like Kelly. I never really got on and like brag. There was a lot of stuff that was behind the scenes that people didn't do. You wouldn't believe the shit that I did for that old bitch. I mean, gave her 300 cash one time to get caught up on her cell phone bill. Gave her a new cell phone one time, all sorts of shit. And you see how she treated me. But that's just a product of somebody that's mentally ill, that life hasn't been good to. I mean, my example of, like the $10 blowjob, look what she did with her daughter. I mean, when you can break that bond and you're sending Sarah was a sweetheart, and you're sending your daughter out to suck a couple dicks. I mean, that's the only time in my life where I knew of this happening, and it was like water off a duck's back. Sarah became a mode of income for both of them, and before you knew it, that was an okay thing to do in that household. And that lifestyle eventually ended up costing her her young life with her mother's blessings. Yeah, yeah, she did. But not only sold Sarah, sold it with a smile on her face and a marketing plan. If you look at some of those old videos, honestly, deep down, I feel sorry for Kelly to let your intellect and your mind go that far to where you're winking and patting your own daughter on the butt to point her in a direction to go out and suck a few dicks for $10 a pop. And you're cool with it. I mean, it's bad, it's terrible, but it's also very interesting because I'd heard of these stories like, and none for sure. They hinted around in that articles I'd read and stuff like that. But you saw it firsthand there, and that's in a fucked up way impactful. I will never forget that. You're just like, wow. When I was going down there, I would bring Sarah. She liked beef jerky. I'd bring her these big bags. They were like $50 a pound of beef jerky. And I remember thinking, I'm not bragging. I can tell you now because it's gone. I don't do it anymore. She's dead. But I can remember thinking, it's like I was really glad to do that for her. It's like I said, I was getting, I spent all my YouTube money on buying shit for people over that whole like 15-year period. I did. I mean, when you look at miles and gas and hotels and all that shit, I mean, I'm still in the hole, which I'm not complaining about. And I'm glad I thought of this because, they get pinned down saying I'm making all this money. I did explain it poorly. What I meant to say with them getting paid with their videos, like if I ever make any money on YouTube with regard to a business, I would pay them. I would give you the money made for the videos. But to be honest with you, if you looked at all from the daytime, I'm still deep in the hole. Even though I got 14 grand for a while, 10 grand, 9 grand, got paid for about a 2 year period. I think it was maybe $125,000 or something like that. When you look at from when I started and the gas and the hotels, I'm not even counting the computers, the camera equipment, my time, none of that shit. I was in the hole. And where I did a poor job explaining that was that if these videos ever made money, that's what I meant, where they looked at it by going to Social Blade and seeing that, oh, you made this much on this video. Well, not really when you consider the expenses. And I will admit that I did a poor job of explaining that away. But in all the videos, they consented to the interview. I was paying more than anybody else was, and they got all sorts of shit that wasn't on video because the only reason I videoed stuff was to verify where the money went that people sent. It had nothing to do with the money that I gave them on my own. Yeah, lost their humanity. Yeah, they sure did. Big time. And another time, too, I guess I'm the wrong personality for it, but I just can't, like, whether it's a relationship, a job, a neighborhood I live in, I'm just, not going to be the world's biggest martyr. I don't want to. It's not an endurance test for me. I don't think any character, and I'm not a stronger person because I put up with a miserable life as an endurance test in anything. So, Maddie is a perfect example. Becky's a perfect example. Tassie's a perfect example. There's a shelf life on how long I'm going to be involved with you and support you. And if it's just going to run into years and decades of the same, I'm out. I'd do it with anything. Yeah, I would. I'm just not going to keep, pretending this is doing some good. And all these people got way more than their videos ever made. Sometimes like Tassie as an example. She probably got 5 times more or 10 times more than her videos made because I knew at the time like she was fragile and there was nothing that was going to change her mind from kooks like Kelly telling her that I was getting rich. And I had the money from, other videos anyway. So it wasn't like it was coming out of my own pocket. Hey, Blue, how you doing? Yeah, it wasn't like, so I didn't mind doing it at all. I'm not saying like I was a good guy, like for giving these people things because I looked at it as, monopoly money. It wasn't like I worked a job, went out and gave them money I worked from a job. It was money I got from YouTube. And after all, they were the content. If it would have just been me with the camera, there'd have been no content. And I felt like fine with it. And if you look back at my old interviews and when I did that, you'll never find a chink in the armor. I told everybody from day one, Becky, Maddie, and Gerald, Tassie, get your own channel. I never told anybody or suggested you got to go through me. I didn't. I encouraged them to get their own channels right away. Yeah, I'm partying. So it's like anything else, a marriage, a divorce, a job, a neighborhood, a car you buy. You don't know what you're getting into until you're into it, and then you make a decision after a while. It's like, well, I guess I'm not going to do this anymore. Plus, I didn't want to get murdered down there. There was a time, I didn't care if I got murdered down there, but I eventually got out of that. How's your weather out there, Blue? Yeah, crime's crazy everywhere. It is. Oh, okay. Now you're out of the woods as far as snow, aren't you? Oh, wow. Yeah, they're all bloomed here, look. The pollen down here is just crazy. I mean, It's the worst pollen I've ever seen anywhere, Florida included. I think it's because, Florida's got a lot of like palm trees and, they don't have like the giant like miles of forest like they have down here. The pollen is killer down here. I'm serious, man. It looks like fog in the spring sometimes. There's so much in the air. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like I'm an older guy now, right? And, I just got into YouTube by accident. You know, it wasn't ever a plan to like build a channel or any of that. It really wasn't. But I can see how young people, it seems like everybody wants to be famous for some reason. And they're experts at making you look, if that's what you're interested in, you're young and you want to be like an influencer or something like that. It's just unbelievable to me how low people will set the bar and what they'll do. I mean, there's people killing themselves doing stupid shit trying to get views and subscribers. It's crazy. But I can see how a young person that bought into this bullshit can get manipulated. I mean, because YouTube was, if I didn't know any better, they'll convince you like you're this great creator and they're constantly sending you stuff and you really believe in it. Like I said, there's some good channels out there that were doing really well that YouTube has just dropped. There's a corporate pilot channel's one of them. Another guy, Captain Moonbeam, he's a corporate pilot, flies a citation for a race car driver out of St. Louis. Those were good channels. And, YouTube's, formula decided they weren't going to promote them anymore, and they just dropped them, man. Those guys don't even hardly upload videos anymore. And they did everything right. They were the opposite of me. They watched the creator videos, and, they had professional banners made, and YouTube found, they're constantly looking where the next bigger dollar is. And Camera Crusaders in Detroit, same thing. They had a great, they go in and they've had a couple different names. I was on their radio show about 6 or 7 years ago one time, and they had a good channel. They go in like, they were really on people about dumping. And they'd follow these people around and they'd look through the trash and then they'd go over to their house and dump the garbage they dumped in Detroit back on their lawn. It was cool. And last time I looked, their channel was in the tank too. And basically YouTube, kind of like they did with me, just decided that, we really don't want to promote this crazy shit. We got out of them what we wanted. They got a bunch of subscribers and views because we sent traffic there. And now fuck them. Let's promote Little Bo Peep. Well, I just got done telling you that I don't monetize my videos anymore. That's not quite true. Because the shorts are automatically monetized. But it's fucking chump change. I mean, it's nothing. You can't unmonetize a short. But I don't really care because there's no money in them anyway. I mean, YouTube's promoting shorts right now. That's exactly right, because they want to compete with TikTok. And they'll do everything in the world. Actually, this is what they did to me on shorts. Now I'm not bragging, but I did have at least the benchmark covered of what you would think would be a channel that would get all the bells and whistles. Well, when you get over 100,000 subscribers, you get this nice plaque. They were asking me so many questions about this, about getting this plaque. I told them to just cram it up your ass. I don't want it. Keep it. Fuck it. And you'd think of some crazy bastard, with nothing else to do like me that would have 16,000 videos. Wouldn't you think that I would qualify to have monetized shorts? Well, I didn't. I didn't want to fuck with shorts. And I was pissed off at YouTube. I'm always like 10% pissed at them anyway. So I thought, I'm not doing these fucking shorts. I tried TikTok. I think I got one video uploaded. I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me, right? So they're constantly driving you nuts for these shorts. So they send you these things, kind of like, why aren't you doing shorts? Like, because I don't feel like it. That's why. I'm not doing any shorts. So then what they did, this is what they did. They took my short videos not shorts. You got a choice. You make a short from the beginning or you make a regular video. I didn't make any shorts. So they went back through my videos, took my short videos. They weren't made as shorts, they were just videos that didn't last very long. Turned them into shorts, which I didn't want, monetized them, and said that I wasn't eligible for any of the revenue. So I thought, okay, well, I'm never doing a short now. And they kept sending me these things in order for me to be eligible. It's like, fuck you, I'm not doing it. You could send me $100 a video, I'm not doing it. So I didn't do it. And then when they see that's not going to work, they finally sent me a thing a couple months ago. It's like, we are now allowing you to monetize your shorts. Like, don't do it. I hope you don't monetize them. Well, they want to monetize them. And now, see, in the old days with YouTube, you could tell if someone was monetized or not by seeing ads on their videos or not. Well, 2 or 3 years ago, YouTube now gets revenue on channels and ads that the creator doesn't get a dime from. They monetize everything, even when you don't. Now, again, it's their platform. They can do whatever they want. But they don't exactly brag about that. So now, even if I don't want a short, they'll turn it into one. And even if I wanted to not monetize it, I can't. It's constantly changing. Hi, Mary. So I mean, it's like anything, a spouse and infidelity. You're always like 10% pissed at them and don't really trust them, but you're still married to their ass and holding their fucking hand at the Halloween party. It's kind of how my relationship is with YouTube. I mean, on one hand, I love them because, like, we wouldn't be talking without them. And on the other hand, they've tried to get me to do dog tricks, roll over and jump through hoops and shit. And I just haven't done it. And I'm paying the price for that now, but it's a small price because they can keep on unsubscribing people at $500 a month. It doesn't bother me. It does bother me, but not that much. I think it's dirty pool and a shitty thing to do, but I'm not changing my behavior for views or subscribers. Yeah, they're a strange, weird company, man. And it isn't about what's right or wrong. It's about where there's income and if it's legal or not. If it was about right or wrong, they wouldn't allow stalker channels to exist. I mean, these fucking people were driving me crazy for a while, calling my neighbors, having me swatted, making up bullshit, calling the state police. That fucking judge down there in Taylor, who basically was removed from the bench, I was told this in an anonymous phone call, and I don't know if it's true or not, but he got like 50 letters written by these fucking stalkers that all as I did was brag about being smarter than the police and that I could do whatever I wanted. Oh, a bunch of lies. And I believe that's true because he was shitty to me from the beginning, and he was going to make that ticket stick with Daisy on my lap, even though there wasn't any driving that showed anything was out of the ordinary, and it isn't illegal to have a dog on your lap. He was just a prick right out of the chute. And I can't think it was anything other than he shouldn't even be reading letters from people about me if I'm not there to defend him. Total douchebag. No, I'm serious. Yeah, there are plenty of stalker channels, but YouTube doesn't have a problem with that. They're worried about me asking Becky how much heroin she uses a day when it's interesting to people. See, in the old days, when YouTube was promoting my working girl interviews, they were fine with it as long as you didn't promote or glorify drugs. Well, I never did. And when I first started out interviewing, I thought, well, I'm just going to go out there and, get down to the nitty gritty. This isn't television. I'm going to find out what the hell's going on. I mean, I look at that old interview that I did with Marguerite, and honestly, I cringe. But I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I wasn't trying to make her look bad. I wanted to go out there find out how she got there, ask her what her drug of choice was, how'd you get into it, what do you spend, and then I knew she was a prostitute, so I wanted to know what different things cost. Blowjobs, sex, around the world. So I asked. I mean, I don't know what they'd do to me now if I did a video like that, because the way they have it set up now, back in the day, you just uploaded them. And people liked them. I got a lot of people. I thought it was fun doing them, and people thought it was interesting. I'd probably get assassinated now by some like spaceship they own in outer space, kill me with like invisible beams or something. Excuse me, because now when you upload videos to YouTube, you got to answer about 50 questions. Is this controversial? Could this offend somebody? Is it about illegal this? Is it about sex? Is it about exploitation? Are you enabling people? Fuck, by the time you get about halfway through to the questions you answer before you upload a video, you realize that you're signing away for them to do whatever they want to you. They got you on every corner. I mean, they're one step away from having a box that you click. Are you a big asshole? And if you don't click it, your video doesn't get shown to the public. This is where it's going. No, I agree, Rob. I think I could. I could. It's a it's been an experience. It's not all good. You know, there was a girl. She was Yugoslavian or Hungarian or something. Not that that has a damn thing to do with it, but it does a little bit because she ended up here some kind of way. It was out in California, I think. And she had, I had actually watched some of her videos. Kind of quirky videos. It's subjective. It wasn't my stuff, but she was paying her rent by doing YouTube videos. And back in the day, when you got monetized, you didn't need 1,000 and all this shit, 4,000 hours of viewing and all this bullshit. And she was, whatever it was helping pay her bills. And fucking YouTube went in there one day. They didn't like what she was doing. And as far as I could tell, I could be wrong. Maybe there's something she uploaded I don't know about. That's possible. YouTube demonetized her. And that's the lady that went in and shot up the offices. And I think she killed one person and wounded a couple others. But this is what people were driven to when they had a set of expectations on that they thought they were doing fine, and it was all taken away. I've mentioned this a bunch of times. Banshee Moon. She's a 55-year-old lady with a 1 in a billion ass. And to me, I'm sure in clothes that's about as good as it gets for 55. She seems like a sweetheart. And it's Rachel Ray's sister, Banshee Moon. And what she does is she goes around with her fake tits, a terrible job of breast augmentation, by the way, and a little skinny bikini, and she vacuums and makes chocolate chip cookies. I mean, that isn't my style. I mean, I tell you guys all the time, I'll watch 3 hours of Pornhub like it's nothing. But watching that kind of bullshit just doesn't get it for me. But evidently it does for other people because they were just absolutely killing it, uh, you know, with her videos. They were making a fortune. They were buying houses and paying cash for Corvettes and all sorts of shit. And you get used to the money if you're like that, right? Well, one day YouTube came and said that their content was too sexually oriented and based on nudity, and they took her monetization away. And that was on one of their, deals where they do this periodically. They did it with me asking drug questions to prostitutes. And then a bunch of people rallied and wrote them letters, and they got their monetization back. And I don't know how they're done. I never really watched it, but it was kind of an interesting story. And they've done that. There was a toy channel in Coal City, Illinois, and they were making an absolute killing too. And it was like a parody. He had his little kids doing stuff. I can't tell you all the details about it. They had like 2 million subscribers or something, and they were making like 100 grand a month or something like that. And I read one time, and don't quote me on this, that the kids were like pretending they were throwing up or some shit like that, and it got twisted and manipulated into child abuse or something. They canceled their channel too. So you just never, you're always on thin ice with them. Yeah, you just never know what to do. Yeah, you remember that, Sharon? Yeah, yep. I remember that. And I'm thinking to myself, on one hand, yeah, it's tragic. I mean, you don't handle your dissatisfaction by going in with a gun and shooting employees. Totally wrong. I get it. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. But on the same token, if you've dealt with YouTube and you know how they operate, you can understand how they could drive somebody, particularly that was maybe unstable, off the deep edge because you never really know what to do with them. It's always vague. Let me give you another example. So I'm down there, YouTube's great, man. I mean, after all, I just fell into a shit bucket and came out smelling like a rose accidentally. I'm feeling great. Like, people like these videos. I like doing them, getting this fucking cash, pay these girls, do nice things. It's like, I'm really loving this, and everything's going great. And a couple of I didn't know any better at the time. And a couple of videos just went viral. It's like, fuck yeah, man, this is so surprising. I know legitimate filmmakers that haven't done shit on stuff that took 3 years to put together. And here my dumb ass is out there not doing any editing, getting viral videos. It's like, fuck yeah, this is great, man. And I know a couple of those videos, they went viral. Remember Monica, the one girl that got hit by the car and killed? So I thought, well, man, this would be really cool uh, to maybe get some prostitutes shooting heroin. So I put the word out. It's like, hey, I'll give you $50 if you can line me up and I can witness these girls uh, shooting some heroin. It's like, fuck yeah. And actually, it was two girls and Monica. And I got about 45 minutes of great video. It couldn't have been better. From the beginning to the end, how you prepared, how you do it. And I had researched as good as I could if I was going to get my ass handed to me on YouTube. I wasn't glorifying drugs. I wasn't promoting drugs. I said it was a bad idea. 18 and over, no children. Everything that I could click, I clicked. And I uploaded it. I got a strike. That video was gone like 11 seconds. And I also got to ask Chew an email too, like, what the fuck are you doing? Showing this drug shooting. I said, what am I doing? Not only did I check every box, I went on YouTube and there's, 10 million fucking videos of people shooting heroin that aren't promoting it and glorifying it. It's just what these girls do that I interview. They said, no, screw you. You do another one of those, man, we'll cancel your whole damn channel. Now, there's still 10 million videos of people shooting heroin on YouTube, but mine isn't one of them. So there's another example how you never know what's right and wrong dealing with them. I still can't explain it to you. 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, I still expect one of these days to get my channel canceled. I read a lot. I buy both sides of the story on books. Mercury and vaccinations is an example. There used to be a lot of it. There isn't much now. There's arguments it causes problems with fetuses. It puts people on the spectrum after birth, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if that's the book or not, but out of about 15 books that I got in the mail, I uploaded them. I wake up in the morning, my channel's got a fucking strike. Which you get 3 of those and you're done. And it's like, what the fuck for? It's like I was promoting medical misinformation. It's like all these books, every one of them, even that one, which I suspect is the culprit, were written by professionals. It was arguments, it was theories. And after all, there was mercury in vaccines for a while. It was a legitimate publication. I'm not saying I agreed with it. I didn't know. I hadn't read it yet. I got a strike. So to get a hold of them is almost impossible. Once you get 100,000 subscribers, you can chat with not a real person. I know it's not a real person. I know it's artificial intelligence because it's really easy. You'll be typing back. It's like, hey, I have a problem. I got a strike. Oh, you get a thing back. Clickety, clickety, click. We are here to help you. What is it we can help you with? It's like, yeah, I got a fucking strike. About what? It's like they say promoting medical misinformation. It's like, so I write back. It's a chat, right? You're not talking to anybody. It's like, we take this seriously. So what the fuck are you talking about, man? These are published by professionals. And it's like, this is a violation of our policy. It's like, what? Which book? They won't tell you. And what part's the medical misinformation? They won't tell you that either. And it's like, well, I'll take a warning. If you don't want me putting up books on opinions that you don't agree with that are medically based, I won't do it. But how about a warning? Nope. Giving you a strike. So you see what I mean? This is the kind of stuff that's always in the background. It's like the abusive parent. You never know what the fuck to do. If you spill milk, if you should even drink milk anymore, should you carry around a fucking beach towel in case you spill a drop? That's how it is dealing with YouTube. You never know what's coming down the pike next. And you get 3 strikes. When you get a strike for that kind of bullshit, they did it to me once before. About 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I made a joke. I learned not to do that. I found 2 baby blackbirds and I was trying to nurse them back to health. And I was mixing some baby food for them and I wrote how to make crystal meth as a joke. Got a strike. Said that's not funny. It's like, it's also not crystal meth, idiots. Did you watch the video? It was baby food for a bird. And here's another one they got me for. Got a strike on this one too. Sometimes when I'd be down there, I'd just be holding the camera driving around. Well, I'm not watching all that video all the time because I don't expect anything out of the ordinary. Well, in that particular occasion, a prostitute flashed her breast. I didn't even see it. To be honest with you, if I did, I'd probably uploaded it anyway. I mean, that's nothing in the whole scheme of things. So they gave me 2 strikes. One for the baby bird food and one for the girl flashing her breast. Said these were egregious violations. One more, my channel is going to be canceled. It's like, I'm fucked now, man. If you gave me 2 strikes for this bullshit, and by that time I'd already had about 6,000 videos uploaded, I thought I'm dead meat, man. There's like a million things on there worse than this shit. So I'm waiting any day to wake up and see my channel canceled. So I think I'm going to go out smoking. So I wrote him a nasty email, sent it to the legal department. It's like, you ignorant motherfuckers. If you're going to cancel my channel, okay, well, you're at least going to get an earful from me. You can cram this channel up your ass, plash and breasts. And I gave him about 1,000,000 examples of stuff that was worse. I said it was a joke that you didn't appreciate. My mistake. Won't do it again. But go ahead and give me the 3rd strike. Cram this channel up your ass. And I thought any day. Well, it never happened. So periodically, they're going to give you a strike and try and get you on your A game just so they make it clear who's in control, even though you really didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So this is the bullshit that you put up with these people. And I do like uploading videos. I like doing it. And let me tell you, it's YouTube and nothing else. It's just the way it is, man. It's like electric cars, a fucking pipe dream. If you're a billionaire and you run up to the store to get your fucking organic limes for your organic margaritas that your slave makes for you at dinner, I'm sure electric cars seem great. But in the real world, they're not. They don't work. It's like wind turbines. Just a fucking pipe dream gone awry. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Yeah, I know. It's the thing, too. Yeah, well, they keep talking. There's a congressman, a senator, attractive older woman in Minnesota, and a liberal, believe it or not, a fucking Democrat, if you can believe it. She is on YouTube's fucking ass. It's called Article 203. Become familiar with it. And what that does is it allows YouTube to not be held liable for third-party content, which means that no matter what anybody uploads, they can't be held liable as being the service provider for the platform. Now, this lady's trying to amend it because she thinks all sorts of lives and stuff have been ruined by YouTube. And if that happens, you're going to see big changes in YouTube. A similar case is the Backpage guys, the guys that were running the internet horror house across the United States. That's an interesting story, too. Google that and read it. It's interesting. The Backpage guys. And they hung their hat on free speech. Well, they changed that law. And not only did they take about $1 billion away from them, they're both getting butt-fucked in some prison now for the next 40 years. When Uncle Sam really gets it in for you, and they want to make an example, they do it through the federal courts. Those guys didn't do anything different than they did for the 35 years they dominated smut media. And that's also why they changed a common blowjob from a hooker into sex trafficking. Because they couldn't put you away forever just being a guy that wanted a blowjob. But the sex trafficking will get you locked up for 30 or 40 years no matter how you do it. All you need to do is be a partner in the equation. Whether you're a driver, you ran the ad, you ran the platform, you hired the girl, they're nailing the Johns as part of the sexual trafficking now. It cost a judge's job in Lansing and Michigan, and you got smart people manipulating high places. That's why you don't hear of horror houses getting busted anymore, and everybody gets a ticket for a misdemeanor. Now you go away for 35 fucking years. So if you got half a fucking brain and you care about not being incarcerated, you get out of the business. You find something else to do. You look at escort services; they're basically dried up. It's because you don't want to get charged with sex trafficking. Yeah. And even though, I mean, I think if it's true, I mean, once again, just because it gets adjudicated and you got witnesses and experts like that Pelfrey, that Washington, D.C. madam, give me a fucking break. There's another example they made. And I hate to say this, but I tell it like it is anyway. I don't need a job and I'm not running for office. It's just my opinion, doesn't mean shit. But I think they railroaded Bill fucking Cosby. I do. Now, is it okay to drug girls and fuck them while your wife's out spending $30,000 in your American Express because she knows what's going on? Yeah, I don't think it's cool. But all as I can tell you, this is what I think that happened. I could be wrong. You get all these bimbos that were on the casting couch. You know, if they went back and look at what the Kennedys did, Lyndon Johnson, guys like that. I mean, the Kennedys killed these women when they got tired of them. They weren't just banging them. But you get a black guy, powerful black. I think, my opinion, I could be wrong. They make it sound like you came over there and he was going to help you get a job. And before you know it, you woke up and your underwear was gone and you didn't get the job. And it occurred to you later that Bill Cosby must have screwed you while you were unconscious. I don't think it was like that. I think he wasn't a very attractive guy. He could get you places. He had a ton of money. And you took the roofie knowingly just to be able to put up with this fucking bullshit. I never got the impression in any of the women that I heard testify that this was a rape. This was like a drugged, unconscious thing. I think all this bullshit was with her knowledge. So they didn't become famous actresses. They did it the same guy, CeeLo Green, that guy that sang that song. And before you know it, he gets sued and he's in fucking prison for banging these girls on the casting couch and supposedly putting roofies in their martinis. I just don't 100% believe it. And if you listen to some of these women, if it happened, you're right. It's a big time crime. But I think it was all consensual. I do. And they thought they were going to get someplace by partying with this guy. Yeah, and like I said, you look at what look at what Donald Trump did. You ever going to see him in a jail cell for like 3 years? The only fucking reason Bill Cosby got out is because they paid some fucking smart Jew somewhere to go through every single parse, every single word, and every single transcript, and they found where a prosecutor agreed to not charge him if he cooperated, and he cooperated, and they appealed it, and they let him out. I mean, it's not like they found dead bodies of actresses in Bill Cosby's backyard. I mean, it just seems so egregious. You look at the shit Trump did. Look at this fucking Epstein, who they gave a fucking free pass to. You know, Bill Clinton's over there, Alan Dershowitz on this private island. God knows what they were doing with all those underage girls. I mean, this was a known pedophile for 25 years before he killed himself or was murdered in his jail cell. I think the CIA killed him. Yeah, I saw that, Natasha. Yeah, I just don't. Once this whole thing gets spun, and you're on the backside of it, you're fucked. And I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't a little worried of getting framed down in Detroit. Even though, you know what my best defense was in Detroit? I mean, you think I'm going around killing people that I interviewed with a cell phone and uploading every interview I do? Plus, going back and subsequently interviewing them. And I'm killing them too? I mean, are you out of your fucking mind? But weirder things have happened. And they've got an ordinance down there where if you knowingly communicate with a working girl, well, you decide, like, let's say they get down there one day and they say, hey, this Tom Reed, he's making us look bad. He's making it look like Detroit's nothing but a big fucking horror house on wheels. And then all you got to do is drive down Michigan Avenue and you can talk to these girls. Let's ram it up his ass. What I thought they were going to do, because even if I'm not soliciting a prostitute, I'm associating with a working girl. And you could prove easily that I associated with a working girl because you got 2 or 3 interviews from the same person that I already have uploaded where we talked about her being a prostitute. So you could charge me with associating with a working girl, impound my van, take Daisy to the dog pound, and 2 years from now, and $25,000 after I get a lawyer, you hopefully convince the judge that you weren't doing anything wrong, but the judge can say, hey, well, you weren't doing anything wrong, but here's the ordinance. You were knowingly associating with a working girl, and that's against the law. You're guilty. And now I got a misdemeanor on my record. It was just coming to that down there. No, Nitty's just a low-time loser that, you know. Nitty met the Peter principal in the 5th grade. I mean, this guy's going nowhere. Nobody believes what he says. I mean, I basically do videos all the time from Georgia. It's the only thing he can do is lie to get someone to watch his low-performing channel. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I think Depp's a weird guy too. But yeah, I think she's a she'd fit right into YouTube management. Yeah, so you put all these things together. I mean, it's not fun when you think you're going to get framed or murdered. Yeah, Elon Musk, which that doesn't make a bit of sense to me. Yeah. But let me tell you, I've told this before. When I was living in Chicago, I met a couple girls that I had a buddy of mine that modeled. He won that Fear Factor, and that's how I met a lot of these people. But anyway, long story short, I was friends with a couple of these women, and I've never met women like that in my life. You know how you meet these women or you see these women, they marry a sports star, and then they get divorced and marry a different sports star in a different sport. And you're thinking, with all the available women that must be around with these guys, how are these women getting their claws in these guys? After all, they just got divorced through some scandal from a well-known baseball player. Now they're marrying a well-known quarterback. I mean, how does this happen? Well, I know how it happens because I met 2 women like this. And both of these women, I became friends with them through knowing this guy. We go out and get dinner. They weren't interested in me, but we'd have fun. They were cool. And I've never met 2 women like that charming in my life. I mean, when you were with them, you just felt like $1,000,000. It wasn't corny. It was very subtle. I can't really articulate it properly. It just made you feel like $1,000,000. And sure enough, one married a pro baseball pitcher, and the other one married a pro football player. And both of them had banged Michael Jordan when I was living there too. And it was like, I don't want to say common knowledge, but it wasn't like you were dating Vestal virgins, but they were just so charming that men found them like it was like a savant gift. Yeah. Now, Blue, on the other side of the token, you can argue that that's as honest as a relationship ever gets. I mean, if you're a billionaire and you like Amber Heard, I don't think she's that attractive personally, and she's into whatever weird shit you're into. Who knows? I mean, she may, smack his balls with a ping pong paddle until he passes out. And how do you bring that up on Match.com? I mean, there's something in it for everybody. And for 500 grand, if she's willing to do that and not tell anybody, and you've got the 500 grand, and you're having a hard time getting anybody to do it, it's as honest as a relationship ever gets. Everybody knows what they're getting. It's like old guys marrying young, good-looking women. Oh, I bet you did. Yeah, you just never know. You just never know what people are into. But the flip side of that is, it's as honest as it ever gets. I had an old Jewish lady tell me when I was a teen that horror houses save more marriages than they ever broke up. Yeah, it took about another 20 years before the light came on with that one, too. I thought, what's this old bag talking about? Horror houses save more marriages than they broke up. Well, I know now. It's probably right. Yeah, but you never know that. It's like anything. You never know that. I mean, everything's like that. Yeah, it's weird. But you've been divorced. I'm about to get divorced. So, I don't think relationships should be an endurance test. You know what I mean? But, when you said I do, remember we were all excited for a minute when we were getting married. We really thought this bullshit was going to last forever. And then you just kind of get sick of them. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, if I had my dreams, really, I mean, I knew I wasn't cut out for this shit. I don't know whether it was my upbringing or just bad genes or whatever. Really. I mean, when I tell the truth, I just sound like a lunatic, so I just keep my mouth shut. But really, if I really had my druthers, if I really got what I want out of life, I'd be a Mormon. I'd have like 31 wives and I'd just fuck a different one every day. I really would. That would put a big smile on my face. And because I was Mormon and that was cool to do, they couldn't do shit like sue me or make up bullshit. And then after about 10 years, I'd divorce them all and get another 31, only younger. I'm dreaming again. Yeah, illusion. The whole thing's an illusion. You got to get into philosophy, Blue. I think you'd appreciate it. I think you'd really enjoy it. Yeah, it's true. Yep. You're right about that, Blue. One event to another. Can you imagine how boring life would be with no internet? I mean, I would never live down here with no internet anywhere. I'd probably live in a big city if there was no internet. Oh, really, Blue? Yeah, I think you're right. I think they do. Yeah. Yep. I think you're right about that. Yeah, I think it's mostly good, though. I mean, you know, there's a lot of good shit on it. I mean, I'm constantly on it. You know, they think these things that people spend like all this time on their phone. You check your phone 100 times. Yeah, I know. I'm one of them. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, 15 minutes of fame. Man, I hear a helicopter in the distance. What? That sounds like it's hovering. Yeah, I'm gonna move this. Move this. Damn. The sun's hot here. I wasn't supposed to get this hot today, I didn't think. It's too hot here like this. Yeah, false accusation. Yeah, I can't imagine like being a pro athlete or not. You know, back in the 60s, 70s, even 80s, all these girls hanging around after a game be like paradise. Now, shit, you'd have to be crazy to go out with those girls after a game without like a chaperone or a security guard or something. You'd be thinking for sure you're going to get charged with some bullshit. Oh, thank you. Yeah. That's the advantage of being my age now. None of these women that would date me, I'd get off in a jury. Nobody's raping these 65-year-old women. I'd probably get a big hug at the end of the trial. It's like, Tom, did you really bang her? It's like, yeah, I did. It's like, you're the man, man. You're in your fucking, you date these young, pretty women, you're fucked. You just look like a big pervert no matter what. Yeah, I doubt he made it to the 5th grade. I mean, the guy's got a really super low IQ. I kind of feel sorry for him. He's just a 50-some-year-old crackhead that thinks he's relevant. Yeah, I'd worry about that too, Sharon. Yeah, I never wanted kids. I never did. But I would worry about my kids too. I just don't know how anybody affords anything nowadays. You know, like how you like afford a house and stuff. You know, a fucking car. Gas is a lot. You know, the good news about it, though, people have figured out Nitty, sharing all of them. Those channels don't do fucking shit. And on top of it, you've got YouTube rubber stamping it. I mean, if you had digital advertising, would you want an ad coming up on Sharon or Nitty's channel? Or Crocodile Debbie's? Or Angie's? Fuck no. Those channels are dead in the water. YouTube's algorithms, they still don't have a way to like predict that these people are super stupid, boring, and they have crappy content, which is why they kind of rocket up to about 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers early on, because they haven't figured out yet that that's as good as it's ever going to get. But those channels, I promise you, mine either. My channel's done too. You know, they're moving on to, you know, people baking cookies and raising guppies. Oh, I know that, Sharon, yeah. Yeah, I mean, whoever penned, supposedly it was Paul, Revelation, yeah. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff like that. If you read enough literature, there's a lot of people that wrote more prolific things. If you look at Aristotle, who predated Jesus, they've got tons of his original manuscripts. And now, why are those around and there's no New Testament fragments? None, zero. There has never been one single part of the New Testament found. Now, they have the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Old Testament, but there's documentation that way earlier than Jesus that looks like it was written yesterday that they have complete copies of. Pong ball. Why not? See, part of the problem is with like people our age is we know too much. You know, we know we're skeptical. When you're young and you don't know anything, I mean, that puts you in an advantage for having a lot more fun, although there are consequences. Oh, she does. Yeah, get rid of this guy. Yeah, he didn't pass away, you loser. See, like this loser with nothing else to do. See ya, loser. Yeah, you got a lot to learn. You can't have it both ways. Life just doesn't work out that way. I think I got a clearer picture of how my life's going to end. I think I got about another 15 years, maybe. It's just going to be feeding birds and fucking filming birds. Like just fucking off every day. So does Daisy. Daisy got part of my egg sandwich. I think this chat's delayed too. Atta girl. Now, how do you take a nap after you down a couple cups of coffee? Can you still sleep? I wonder why they're not working on that stuff over there. Oh, okay. I got a little lack of sleep last night. Oh, decaf? Yeah, that's all I got last night. I'm tired today. Hey, Troubles. Good, yeah, I've been good. I've been partying. Oh, okay. That's too bad. Hey, Mark. Rest in peace, Gordy Lightfoot. How's the pirate radio been going? Hey, I'm going to have a 1 gigabyte speed when I'm going to start doing my StreamYards next week. I got the same speed hospitals use to run their internet. No buffering, nothing. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Gonna party all night. You hear that bird? Hey, is my 6.5 hour video uploaded yet? okay. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Usually when it uploads that slow, it's like seems to like put me in an advantage for checking to make sure there's no nude pictures in it or something, but maybe not. I know it was at 98% when I left. Oh, you did, Gordon Lightfoot, before he died? You did it before he died? Yeah, no, that's why they check all videos now. For they let them, even though you check off the boxes, none of that's in there. Stupid. Oh, the day he died. Oh, okay. May 1st. Oh, okay. Oh, Gordy was a good man. I wonder who's going to get his estate money. See, he was married a couple times. Had a. Oh, okay. Well, thanks. He deserved it. Oh, okay. I bet you'll never see like Canadian singers come up like that anymore. American either. That like kind of music isn't around anymore. It's all changed too much. That helps. No, it's true. That's right, Blue. No. Can you hear those birds singing? I'm going to go out here and grab a coffee. I'll be right back. Daisy, watch the truck, please. Okay? You good girl? I see your big eyes. Hey there, hon. I'll be right back, Lane. I think this fucking thing has peppermint in it. I think they put peppermint in my damn coffee. Motherfuckers. Hey, Frisky. Oh, that's bullshit, Troubles. That's a bunch of bullshit. No, it isn't. Man, I had something bite my legs while I was asleep. Marty said it's chiggers. I hope every chigger dies. Something bit my leg in my sleep. Whatever the little fucker was, I bet he's full. That little son of a bitch bit me everywhere. Oh, that's my girl. I'm not really sure. I think there's some little flea thing. If I was dating, I think it was crabs. That's one advantage of being older and not having a date in 25 years. I know I don't have crabs. Yeah, they could be from tall. I'm not even sure that's it, but it's not a mosquito because that little fucker couldn't have flown under the covers. Something that crawls. Yeah, but if you're a candidate for dementia or Alzheimer's, doing crossword puzzles isn't going to do shit. You know, that's like your ma kissing your boo-boo as a kid. There's absolutely zero science behind it. They say that it keeps you more alert, and that's if you're not getting dementia or Alzheimer's. But if you are, you're fucked. They're in a cross. If that did anything, nobody'd have Alzheimer's. They'd be reading the shit out of crossword puzzles. There's so much damn bullshit out there, it's ridiculous. Look at this guy stopping right in the road with his new dryer in the back. What the fuck's this crazy fucker doing? Needs to put that shit, ratchet it down better. What a dumbass stops right in the street, right in the turning lane. Probably a government official. Yeah, that's easily treatable, LA. There's a cream you can treat for that'll make it go away. Marty's mom was having a hell of a problem with shingles. I was telling my doctor. He said, well, bring her in here. So I went and got her and brought her in there. He gave her some cream, took away that shit. fucking A right, it hurts. They thought I had this kind of arthritis, and I took Enbrel. And about an hour after I shot that, I got shingles from hell. Feels like somebody lit you on fire with gasoline. It looks like a red rash. But there's medicines for that now. No, you should get the vax. No, you should definitely get the vaccination. I read all about it. If you don't have any insurance, just tell them you don't have any insurance. Just have Medicaid pay it. Well, I mean, I'm not saying don't believe what I tell you, but I'm just telling you this. From what I've read, my opinion, get the shingles vaccination. It's stupid not to get it. It does work, yeah. It's a smart move. Now, you may grow a set of balls and about a 10-inch cock, but what the hell? You're not actively dating, are you? Oh, okay. Well, you got something to look forward to. You can be a transgender prostitute. Yeah, it's a popular market, though. It's amazing that people are into that shit. No, I can find out with that. Is it still bothering you, your shingles? It's still bothering you quite a bit? You know, that's a lot of stress triggers shingles too, and depression does too. Believe it or not. Oh, okay. I'd have got you a tube of that shit if you needed it. No sense suffering. Oh, that'll go away. Just put some lanolin on it. That's a sign of your immune. Everybody, as you get older, your immune system doesn't work as good. That's why you get cancer and toenail fungus and shingles and all that shit. Your body can't keep it in check like it used to. And if you take a biologic injectable like Humira or Enbrel or something like that, it's even worse. I love just fucking off. I think I'm going to pen a memoir. That's going to be the name of it, fucking off. You know, it's weird down here in Georgia. It can rain like a son of a bitch for 3 days in a row. Water all over, flooding creeks. And then the first day it clears up, they got warnings, do not burn, too dry. Can't wait to get this new house built. I'm gonna have all my YouTube visitors Just sit down, just come pick you up at the airport, put you in your room, just bring your favorite books. You won't need to do shit. Just drink wine, fuck off, read books. None of this go here, go there, gotta see this. Just stay up late, sleep in, and read books. And hear birds singing. No neighbors, no noise, no sirens, no trains. Just starlit nights. Yeah. I'm gonna have some parties at the old mill too. Just gotta bring your sleeping bag. I should go down the old mill today and look at it. Man, you guys ever watch that show? That ERT. It was done by, one of those companies that does like the crab fishermen. I see they ended up canceling that because these fuckers that were in the show were like suing him for like HIPAA violations and stuff, even after they signed releases. And they said it was 3 months of filming in an emergency room and 2 months of editing, and they just made more money doing other stuff, so they quit doing it. Hey, Debbie and Dave. Sharon, you think you could handle it? You think you could visit for a week? Debbie and Dave, they're going to be coming down. It's going to be. You guys are just going to like wear out your GoPro when you're here. I did another star thing last night. I don't know how good it'll turn out because there was quite a bit of moon illumination, which isn't that great for stars. Yeah, you know what? I don't even know what a chigger is. I think they know what I am, though. That's the second time I got bit by those fucking things. I don't even think you can see them. Motherfuckers. Oh, three of them? Yeah, I got three of them, too. Yeah, I got three of them. Did you get the 11 yet? The one with the star trails? You got that one yet? You know, they're running a special on it. You can get them all over for $350 now. And you've already got the batteries, so you don't need any of that. Just an SD card. The SD cards are the cheapest on eBay. Set of messages held for review. What the hell is that? Set a message. I just took the setting away. Yeah, they blocked your message, Dribbles. You like the 11, man. You can do those tail light things on cars. And the Star Trails is fun, although that's about the only upgrade. Star Trails are cool. But, you've seen one, you've seen them all. I did one, it's just stars circling around, the Earth's turning around. But it's cool looking, and it's got a better processor, and the low light capabilities are better. Oh, the 5th? Well, I never saw that notice before. I just changed it so it doesn't block anything. Hey, I don't know if you know it, Debbie and Dave, but you know how they sucker you on that yearly $49 fee so you get shit cheaper and you got that insurance and all that stuff? Well, as it turns out, you only need one of those and it will cover all 3 cameras. You don't need it on all 3 cameras, you just need one. So make sure it doesn't auto-renew on the credit card you used when you bought it. Because they love, these places love charging you for shit that you forgot you even had on this auto-renew shit. Make sure on 2 or 3 of the cameras that it's not renewed. That astrologer calendar's bullshit too. Yeah, I have a drone, but to be honest with you, I don't use it. Yeah, I have one. I just haven't fucked with it, to be honest with you. Marty gave it to me. I mean, everybody I know that got a drone, you go over your house, you fly it down a river, and I just knew better. I knew I'd get sick of it quick, kind of like my metal detector. I'll break it out. I just don't like it. I mean, it's all right, but you've seen one, you've seen them all. Kind of like the star mode on the GoPro 11. Go on, hon. Are you getting hot, honey? Is the temperature getting... You just let a fart? Is the temperature getting a little hot for you, honey? You want me to turn the AC on? Daisy's getting hot. Here you go, hon. Dad turned the AC on for you. Here you go. Yeah, Dad turned the AC on for you, honey. Daisy's getting hot. Yeah. Sure. Yep, we'll do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. That's a real talent, though, believe it or not, clicking those spoons. I'm gonna play the kazoo. Oh yeah, I give her a pat. Hey Daisy. Hi hon. Hi hon. Daisy's in deep thought. Yeah, she likes the air conditioning. You like the cool air on your face, honey? The cool air. Here's Daisy up close. You like the cool air on your face, honey? Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I never messed around with marijuana, believe it or not. Never tried it. I mean, I tried some gummies, but I never smoked it. I give Daisy a marijuana. Puff the marijuana, Daisy. Puff it. Daisy, you want to puff some marijuana? Yeah. We're going to have a blowout party. Hi, honey. Sharon, what instrument do you play? Yeah, she does. She gets a lot of tweets, dude. She does. We'll throw it, throw it.
Nice and cooler for you, Daisy? Huh? Is that cooler for you, huh?
I needed to get. Forgot.
Good girl, hon. Have a good day. Party on. Hi, hon. Are you nice and cool, honey? Huh? Are you nice and cool? Hey, what are you looking at me for, honey? To drive the van? Nice day today. You can get leather belts over there, pure leather belts. Just be kicking it, know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my internet out today. Just be kicking it, know what I'm saying? I just be kicking it, know what I'm saying? Wait till I get on the expressway up here, we'll be kicking it, know what I'm saying? Be able to tell it. John Blaze and shit. Cold Medina and stuff. It's Cold Medina. You know what I'm saying? Purely Cold Medina. Purely Cold Medina and stuff, you know what I'm saying? See you, LA, you party on. Yeah, I got a 1 gigabyte.
1 gigabyte. I'm getting a router, $600, not coming to money though, but I can plug right into this deal. They don't have a modem. They have this like combo thing that you're still required to put a router into, unless you don't want Wi-Fi, which I don't want right now because I'm getting my router Monday. I'm gonna plug in 1 gig. That's so fast. Can't wait. I'm tired of these cum shots buffering on Pornhub. It's really frustrating. $150 a month, which sucks, but it's gonna be so great. We have the Chosen One annual party. We're gonna have porn night. None of this old movies bullshit, classics. It's gonna be porn, booze, and whatever else you're into. Yeah, this isn't for any church mice. This is a blowout fun fest. Check your morals and your religion at the door. It's time to go carnal. I think you'll really enjoy it. Yeah, that's slow, 25 megabits slow. You wouldn't be uploading any, that's download speed. You wouldn't be uploading any videos with that. You would, but it'd take forever like it does me now. It's gonna be so great. You gotta gamble on the future. Not with 25 megabit, he's not gaming. No way. Not any of the recent games. Oh, okay. There are all these routers. The new thing is this 6E, this mesh system, which is a lot better supposedly. I know in the one I got, I could run 1,000 phones, cell phones, playing movies, and it wouldn't affect it at the same time. I believe you can clock up and down, but you have a basic internet speed for your internet on your input into your house, and I'll bet it's faster than that. Uploading's a problem. I'm curious to see how. I had 400 download, 25 upload in West Branch, and it was fast to me. And I was uploading 4K videos all the time, so I can't imagine what this is going to be like. I'm not sure my upload speed. I know it's fast. My guess would be 100 megabits, or let's see, 250 maybe. I hope. I don't know. Anything's better than what I have now. I mean, I basically got a smoke signal now. Excuse me. I'm gonna be fucking clocking out, clocking in. I'm gonna have Debbie and Dave down. We're gonna make bird videos. And I have Mary down. We're gonna look for arrowheads. Yeah. We're just gonna stay in silence and say a prayer to our ancestors. I'm gonna apologize to her for what my ancestors did. It's really not true though, because my ancestors weren't even over here then. They were still getting drunk in Ireland and Scotland. We had nothing to do with the demise of the Native Americans. Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll play spin the bottle. Let's quit fucking around. If you come over and you think we're just putting in Gone with the Wind, you're at the wrong place. We're going to warm up with Deep Throat, and then we're going to move on to Debbie Does Dallas 2. Yeah, bring it. Yeah, go ahead. John Holmes, shit, yeah. You know, I met John Holmes and had lunch. You know that, don't you, Sharon? No shit, I really did. Sharon, you're not getting lukewarm on me on the porn, are you? Now that you've had some time to think about this. A grand? That's all right. Can't take it with you. Oh, okay, just checking. I don't want you playing willy-nilly on this shit and having conscience attacks with grandchildren and all that bullshit. This is going to be your time, Sharon time. Poor old John Holmes, though, you know, if you watched any of his movies, you can never really get a good heart on. Christ, he'd probably have fainted. Can you imagine old John Holmes if he'd have lived to my age and he had to been on blood pressure? Poor guy. Old limp dick Holmes, we could call him if we invited him to the party. We could make fun of him. Yeah, old John Holmes, yeah, that'd have been a real issue, blood pressure. Have to explain that to your doctor. It's like, doctor, I just can't take blood pressure. It's like, what do you mean? I mean, you could have a stroke. Your life could end. It affect your quality of life. It's like, yeah, well, that's already been affected. Look at the blood I'm pumping to this monster. He was out there hanging around California for a while. See, all these porn people, though, I mean, they all live such tragic, demoralizing, shitty lives as once they get out of porn. Nobody's, you know, in a nice condo on the beach down in Atlantic, Florida, eating a Bizarro's pizza, talking about how great porn's been to them. They all, like, getting these weird car crashes, overdose, you know, cirrhosis of the liver. These demons take them down. The very same actions, mechanism that got them into porn are the same things that contributed to their poor mental health towards the end of their career. It's too bad, really. Yeah. Yeah, it's really too bad. Which, I mean, it's not like they were out murdering people. I mean, they were having sex on film. Is it that big of a deal? I mean, kind of get real. I think in another 100 years, everybody's going to be having sex on film. You're going to be doing it anyway. You're young. Why not get a couple grand put into your thing, in your account? It's up to you. It's your body. It's entertainment. I mean, you look at that OnlyFans. I don't have patience for OnlyFans. You know, I don't think most of those women, I don't find her that great. I'm not saying you got to be beautiful, but they're just not. Fucking scroll around there forever. And I want this rating system in porn to be more accurate. I noticed Pornhub, they got bought out by a hedge fund, and they're making every fucking movie look like it's a 95% rating, and that's wasting a lot of my time. Look at this guy. He's got his sign on the back, painted on the back, sticker on the back. I got my truck with 0 down. Good for him. He doesn't tell you what he's paying for interest and the fact that he'll never pay it off. That's Dart Container, I think. The company that makes cups and paper stuff. Come on, get the fuck out of the way, man. This guy's sitting in the left lane. Yeah, bubble machine, we can do that. Come on, douchebag. Fuck out of the way. fucking moron. Got a whole line of cars behind me. Get the fuck over. Fucking idiot. Yeah, we can do it. That's no problem. See, there's not Michigan on there, and I know they used to be in Michigan, so I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I know it. This 20 is a racetrack anyway, man. I talked to the state trooper. He said on every shift he writes 2-3 tickets for over 100. We had an old day chat today. Old days chat. You'd be kicking it, know what I'm saying? Were you living in Atlanta when that sheriff killed the other sheriff? The guy that lost the election and they had him killed? I saw that on one of those crime shows. Yes, it was in Atlanta. Yes, it was. It was 20 years ago. No, it was definitely Atlanta. He hired a hitman to kill him. Got caught. Oh, okay. Yeah, but it was like, you know, it was an Atlanta incident. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I watch these shows, man. It's like, it's unbelievable the stupid shit these people do. I think because they're so pissed and they want to get rid of their spouse, they're so consumed with anger and anxiety that they just don't pay attention to detail. And they do stupid shit like, you know, your cell phone's on your whole life other than when you go to bed. And then your spouse gets taken out at 6 p.m. and your cell phone hasn't been on that day for the first time in like 25 years. You know, just stuff like that. I mean, you're damned if it's on, you're damned if it's off. Look at this guy, broke down with a load of lumber. the temperature? 72. I try not to use the air conditioning. I don't like it as much as the windows open. But Daisy was getting hot. She's sacked out. Well, I try to pay attention, if I can. I just watched that about a week or two ago. I couldn't believe it. And the guy got caught. He got like life in prison. He was a sheriff there for 25 years. And of course, he knew everybody. And, it was like a shocker to the community. I think some of these guys on these Dateline shows, I don't think they killed their wives. I really don't. This other guy just got off. Two hung juries, and then they dismissed charges. And that fucker killed his wife. They just didn't have great evidence that he killed her, but they did bring in experts. He says she fell off the side of the cliff after getting tied up with a dog in a leash. Fell 20 feet. She didn't have any contusions, nothing. Just drowned. And nothing in the story made sense. So they brought in these experts and said, hey, this is bullshit. If you fell 20 feet, like he says, you'd have this, and contusions and bruising and broken bones and all the abrasions. And she didn't have any of that. Well, the other side argued that that's not evidence. That's opinions. That just didn't feel comfortable convicting him. So after two mistrials, actually, they dismissed all charges. He got away with killing his wife. And it's usually over and these women wives for it. Just, I don't get it. It's a mystery to me. Yeah, double life insurance, yep. There must be some database that goes into that the cops have access to. I bet in 50s and 60s when forensics wasn't around as much and you could just sign up for life insurance. There were no computers and nobody knew it but you and the place that you bought it. They wouldn't, Shit, I bet there were people cashing in left and right on killing their spouses. Yeah, it's true. Well, that's the criticism of the first 48, that they pick on uneducated blacks with big mouths that don't know enough to shut up and get legal representation. That's the big criticism. Yeah, well, how about this? Quit killing people. Tiny bubbles. That's what I'm going to start singing when they charge me with killing somebody. I'm just going to start singing Tiny Bubbles in the middle of cross-examination. That ought to get me off. I'd rather be in a psychiatric hospital than a prison. Tiny bubbles. Triples, I want to hire you to come up and video me taking a shower with rubber ducks and shit like that, singing Tiny Bubbles to them, and then leak it to the press. They'll think I'm fruitier than a bed bug. Tiny bubbles. I mean, I've got out of some relationships I didn't like, but I never thought of killing anybody. I was just happy to get rid of them. Tiny bubbles. That's not a problem, though, as you head into your 60s. You stand a better chance of winning the Powerball than having a new romantic relationship for a variety of reasons. Baggage, age, you're not attracted to them, they're not attracted to you. It's just a big wrinkle fucking fest. Yeah, Speedos. Yep. You're walking around on pins and needles, just cringing, hoping this old man doesn't try and seduce you. They wonder why Bill Cosby was giving quaaludes out. Fuck, there's no other way they'd have had sex with him. I bet it was like this. It's like, look, I can really help your career. You know, you're an attractive woman. You know, I like a couple blowjobs. I don't want to get in trouble. She said, that's cool. Like, you know, would you mind if I took a quaalude? It's like, no. As a matter of fact, I got a whole bottle of them. So they take a quaalude and he bangs them, and 30 years later they're working at fucking IHOP and they're pissed. So they, you know, say he raped him, gave him a quaalude. They just leave the agreement part out. I think it was something like that. I really do. Fucking quaaludes, man. I mean, god damn it. I know if I ever have sexual relationships with women my age, I'm gonna need a fucking quaalude. I'll be taking it myself. They can charge me for putting a quaalude in my own fucking martini. It's like, were you under the influence? Yeah, fuck yeah, I was. Girlfriend, 67 years old. Spanish fly, fuck yeah. You don't need it when you get older. There's that crossover period. They talk about it with depression and alcoholism. There's a period you cross over from being this to that. There's a period when you age where you cross over from wanting sex to not wanting it. Yeah, it's a moving line. Tiny bubbles. 12 tons of chicken feed mixed here. One time. That's our bragging rights from Crawfordville. Bet your town couldn't do that, mix 12 tons of chicken feed at once. That's impressive. Medicated, no less. You can put medication in it. Hell yeah. Tiny bubbles. Well, when the old buffering starts, it's up today. Action chat got on, shared ideas, thoughts. Look at these beautiful greens. Green trees of Crawfordville, Georgia. Tiny bubbles. I'll sing to you. No, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. No, I don't think my ball got